What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I back here at the Red Brick House, got to pick up some stuff to take back home with me and things, and get in my truck. I left here yesterday kind of in a hurry, so we got some interesting news. We saw clips of Dak. A couple days ago, I guess that was Sunday, of him working out, and it's being reported that he has lost 33 pounds. They're calling him the Slim Reaper. Having lost 30 pounds, that's a lot of weight. That should help Dak as far as the ankle, because here's what I've learned from having bad knees. What my orthopedist, of course, said is every pound that you have, every single pound, that when you walk or run, you multiply that by 4 pounds. That's the amount of pressure that you're putting every time you plant and step. 4 pounds for every 1 pound. So it's being reported that he's dropped 133 pounds. 33 pounds. Multiplying that gets you 132. That's the difference of every time he takes off to run, he plants that foot to throw. That's reducing that much stress on that ankle, on that hamstring, and everything else. That's huge. That is really, really huge. And taking off that kind of weight makes you a little bit faster. We're getting a lot. There may be some wind noise in here. Apologize for that, but it's getting windy out. We're supposed to be getting some severe weather, and I think there's a chance of hail and tornadoes and everything else. So we got here just in time to deal with that. But yeah, I like what I see with Dak, and that's a great update that we're getting as far as his shape, because we've heard so many people that have been out here saying, oh, Dak might not be ready for training camp. Dak might not be ready to start the season and things. And I've been pointing out that the injury that he has, which sounds bad, it sounds terrible, about having the hamstring ripped off the bone. Here's the thing that you actually have to look at and say, as bad as it sounds, ripping the meat off the bone, it's not as bad as, say, an ACL. And the reason I say that, and I'm not a surgeon, I'm not a doctor, but see, here's the thing, is when you talk about the hamstring here, okay, we're talking about the hamstring. Hey, how you doing? It attaches to the back of the leg here. So it's basically pulled off, the tendons of it pulled off, but the hamstring itself is still intact. When you tear an ACL, that wraps up underneath of your leg, up underneath your knee joints, and it holds it together. When it tears in the middle, in which case you're talking about doing a replacement where they're taking in and putting in a whole new one, where they've taken a tendon and basically grafted that in there that has to attach on both ways. With this hamstring, basically what they're doing is they're drilling a hole into the bone, and they're stitching that together with it so it heals in that joint. But that muscle is still there and still pliable. That's why, at least common sense wise to me, it seems like it would make more sense for that to be able to heal completely. We've seen Tyron Smith with the exact same injury, come back that season, tearing in August, playing in December. So that's great news as far as the quarterback goes. And another interesting part on this that I heard coming down the road is Clarence Hill said, don't be surprised if, that's one of those great ones that you always hear. Don't be surprised if, and the don't be surprised if is quarterback-wise, if Trey Lance comes back. Don't be surprised if the Cowboys re-sign him. I kind of said That one makes sense to me because I'll be honest with you. Even trading for Joe Milton's got less experience than Trey Lance. And there's no guarantee that Joe Milton is going to be great. At least, Trey Lance, you're not giving up any draft capital. At least he's been here and he's not a problem for the team. I don't think that he can be any worse than any other backup that you have. Here's the reality of it is if we lose Dak for the season's over. And there's no backup quarterback out there unless you're able to get, say, Aaron Rodgers as the backup quarterback, and we know the Cowboys aren't paying for that. And the amount of drama, well, I guess everybody would love to see Aaron Rodgers here because that's what they want with the Cowboys is a lot of drama. But there aren't. The thing, there's teams out here that wish they had a good starting quarterback. Okay, let's start there. There's teams out here that don't have a look at the Cleveland Browns right now. Look at the Cleveland Browns. Okay? They've been trying to get a quarterback forever. They swung for the fences and they missed with Deshaun Watson. But they've drafted the Johnny Manziels. They had the Baker Mayfields. And you can go down the list and all down the line of all of the quarterbacks that they've tried to get. Some of which aren't even good enough to be backup quarterbacks, okay? The reality is it's hard to find a good quarterback. It's even harder to find a quality backup one. And right now, the ones that are out there that are considered quality, they're already employed. So don't be surprised if the Cowboys re-sign Trey Lance. I don't think that that's the worst thing in the world. Maybe Will Greer ends up being your backup. But you have to say with Trey Lance, has any top 5 quarterback had less opportunities to play? He's only got 1,000 yards in his career. That's insane to me. You already spent $5.4 million last year. Why not spend a little bit more? You know, a basic veteran minimum. Can't hurt. I have been in, everything seems surreal right now. I'm literally numb. I can't believe it was just yesterday. Yesterday that we were here. I was here putting in the bricks. I was here putting in the bricks as my dad was dying. Let me show you guys. I was literally, let me say thank you, because I know Paula Bettis she ordered one yesterday. And I know Tay Cowboys was talking about getting one, but I was putting in Robert Apalkian right here yesterday. And I rearranged some of these because I had other ones. I had Leroy Vaughn, that's the new one that went in there. And I got Valley Plumbing right here. But I took one from up here, which is my father-in-law, and I didn't even get a chance to finish sweeping these off. But my in-laws bought this one, and that's my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. I got one to honor my brother Tony right here, and I purchased one for my dad and my mom. And now I've got the 3 of them here together. I miss you, Dad. Miss you, Tony, and I miss you, Bobby. That's why I love this house. This place is being the place of memories. A lot of really good memories of really good people. I love you guys, and I appreciate y'all. And better batten down the hatches because it looks like it's going to get real.